Hey, what's happening, folks? It's about 3:20 p.m. Saturday afternoon, and I'm kind of hanging around the house today. I'm not really doing much of anything. I really haven't accomplished too much today. I have been going through my death piles and kind of pulling out some items that I'd like to get listed. There was no trip to the thrift store today or yesterday. I'm just kind of over it right now. I'll definitely be going back, but right now, the time just doesn't feel right. The stars are not aligning right now. But that's perfectly fine because I do have things that need to be done. A lot of times when I go to the thrift store and I walk around for several hours, my legs hurt. And after I get done eating dinner with my dad and watching a movie, I'm just usually so tired and mostly nothing gets done. But right now I've got plenty of energy and I plan on using it. I haven't sold too terribly much over the last couple of days. I did sell this one-touch glucose meter carry-in case. This was actually returned to me by a buyer. He said it didn't work, so I ended up just tossing out the meter and selling the case, and it's over $9.99 free shipping. Somebody bought this copy of Hogan's Alley for the NES. They paid $9.99 with free shipping. I took a best offer yesterday on Greg's sign. It's a 1980 Harley Davidson metal sign. I had it up there for $20. It just wasn't selling, so I ended up just taking an offer of $10 plus shipping to get rid of it. I sold this sunshade that I picked up at the local Salvation Army a few months ago. It's been listed for quite a while. It finally sold. All it is a sunshade that you put in your window. It's got cats on it. And I sold it for $19.95, free shipping. And then I got to pack this guy up right here. It's that Capresso Milk Frother base for the number 202. I listed that last week, and it sold for $9.99, plus the buyer paid $7.95 priority shipping. Then I sold this Rubbermaid Servin' Savin' number 6 rectangular food storage container. I believe that was $1 at the local Salvation Army, and it sold for $17.99 with free shipping. If you guys remember, I think it was Monday, I picked these 3 vintage Tupperware containers up at the local Salvation Army. I was overcharged on these by $1, so they ended up costing me, I believe it was $6.75. And somebody just came in and purchased those for $27.99, plus they paid $12.80 shipping. I do plan on listing a couple of premier items today. One item that I'd like to list is this game called Ace of Aces. It's a vintage board game that I picked up at the Savers in Portsmouth. I got it for $2.99, but I probably used a survey coupon and got it for $2. About 7 months ago, I stopped going to Savers just because it just got too crappy. There were still good things coming out, but it was taking forever to get anything put out. They were only using one person to wheel carts. They used to use 2, maybe even 3 at times. Instead of putting the bagged items on the wall throughout the day, they were just putting them out one time in the morning. And the management started getting disrespectful to me, and I just decided I didn't want to go anymore. But I did find a lot of great stuff. I mean, there were days I would stand around for 6-7 hours and pull out $500-$700 worth of stuff. But there were also days where I'd go up there and stand around for a whole day and find like a $10 item. It just got to the point where I just wasn't having much fun anymore. But right now it looks like the only copy of this game is up for $150 plus shipping. Looks like one sold back in January for $25, and then it looks like one sold just recently for $100 free shipping. When it comes to vintage older games like this, a lot of times you can actually name your own price. They don't come around too often, and sometimes people are really looking for them, but if you're the only one up there for $100, they'll get it if they want it. So what I need to do is check all the pieces, make sure all the parts are there, make sure there's no damage, and then what I'll probably do is throw mine up for $100 as well. And I also want to list this little Sansa MP3 player. Unfortunately, it does not have a clip. I also picked that up at Savers one day as well. It was attached to a pair of Sennheiser headphones, and I'm talking about the big headphones with all the padding. I think I ended up selling that pair of headphones for $100. But I just put this on my shelf and never got around to it. And I think I looked it up one day, and it's probably worth about $30. And guys, I dearly miss those days. But there was this guy up there, and him and I did not get along at all. We feuded for 2 years, which is another reason why I don't go up there. One day I'll talk about that. But right now, guys, I think I'm going to go outside and get a little bit of sunshine in my life. Hey, what's happening, guys? It's about 11:55 a.m. Sunday morning, and I just got over here to the light table. I went ahead last night and photographed this game. It's got some things in there that I needed to spread out so that I could show. These little blue things, I think it's just paper. I don't think it has anything to do with the game, but, there's manuals and, and some cards and such. I'm going to try to list this for $99.95 plus shipping. And I'm just going to see what happens. This is one of my favorite pickups from Savers ever. I talk about it sometimes. I got it for $3.99 minus discount. I basically watched him pull this game from the cart of toys, and he was getting ready to put it on the shelf. And I was like, Whoa! I mean, honestly, guys, look how cool these graphics are, man. It's like a freaking troll with a sword and Conan the Barbarian or whatever, Check this out. Guys, look at that. Guys running around with an axe. Tell me how many cool games you see on the shelf today like this. Probably not many. Not me, anyway. Look at this dude. He's getting ready to throw lightning at somebody. Sweet! Hey, check that dude out back there. He looks a little bit like a mix between that hairy guy from Star Wars and Yoda. Maybe that's their love child. At any rate, it took me about 6 years to find that game. I've been looking for that game ever since I started reselling back in 2013. So it's going to be a little bit hard to get rid of it, but I've had it on my shelf for a while. I've been able to enjoy looking at it, and it's time for somebody else to be able to play with it. There's only so much of this stuff out there. I had an exceptional sale last night that I wanted to tell you guys about. If you guys remember, I think it was last week, I picked up those homeschooling books, the American Adventure series, and I listed them, I think it was the day before yesterday, for $199.95. And last night, a guy messaged me and said, hey, would you take $175 plus shipping? And I started thinking about it for about 2 seconds and said, hell yes, I will. So I checked the page on eBay that shows you how much you get after fees and after eBay collects everything. And it was $156 and some change. And I think the shipping is going to be like $10 because it's media mail. So it's probably something like $145. That's perfect. I would have to say that that's the best free item that I can ever remember getting. I guess technically that's not completely true because there was this time a few years ago when I was over at the Journey thrift store in Northampton and I pulled out 3 of these big bags of, I think it was like P90 or Beachbody drink shake mix. They were expired, but I ended up selling them anyway. I think I was selling them for between $85 and $100 a bag, and there were 3 bags. So I made some really good money on that, for sure. But whenever I get a little bit of extra money or I have some money left over, a little surplus of cash, I just throw it in my portfolio. I've got pretty big goals, guys. Pretty big goals. My hopes and dreams are to be in my 60s one day and just have $1.5 million, $1.6 million in the bank account and just draw off the interest, maybe pull in a little bit of Social Security so that I'm pulling in about $100,000 a year and just kind of doing what I want to. Maybe still thrifting, maybe do a little bit more acting or, just things I enjoy. As much as I've always wanted to have family and kids and a wife, I think one of the pluses of not having all that is the freedom of movement, the ability to come and go and to not have to worry about a lot of things tying you down. And I think you're able to make more money that way. I can't really verify that, but that's just kind of my opinion. If there's anything you guys take away, it's that you should always be saving your money. You can pretty much set up an index fund for free online, and you can just throw $25 a week, $100 a week, maybe $200-300 a month in there, and you'll start growing interest, and your money's going to be working for you. And one day, maybe when you want to settle down, you don't have to worry about just Social Security. This is very important, guys. Very important. At the very least, sit down and do a little bit of Google research yourself and think about your future. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys in a little bit. I'm going to go outside and get some sun. It's beautiful out there. And then I'm going to start tackling this Hero Quest game. But I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Hey, what you got going on here?
Screening my compost.
Oh, yeah? Looking pretty good. What you got? Let's see the...
You want to see the end product?
Yes.
Again?
Well, they haven't seen it.
Oh.
Okay, don't... We're so selfish. Oh, it looks pretty good. Yeah, it looks nice.
Nice and rich.
Oh, yeah, it smell good?
I feel like I could probably eat it.
Go ahead, take you a whack. Randy Santel.
I just had breakfast.
Oh, okay, yeah, well not. Maybe we'll get a couple tomatoes this year.
We got quite a few last year, but we'll get with the compost and the year on the soil. We should get a good crop.
Yeah, I'm hoping so. We got a nice wood box with, it separates it into the apple, cherry, and hickory. And it closes nice. I remember you were telling me that it had a issue, but you fixed it?
Well, everything, I made it out of scrap.
Uh-huh.
So I had to do a lot of improvising.
Yeah.
I didn't pay a dime for it.
Right.
Materials. I had everything. So
Nice. Well, it looks good, man. Hey, there's always something to do around here, right?
get the soil ready.
Yeah, it's starting to get pretty outside. Still cold, though. And I hope you guys are enjoying your Easter Sunday. I think I'm going to go inside, get a few things done, and just try to play catch up. I'll talk to you guys later, and have a wonderful day.